you are new in my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing, sharing the videos, also watching the videos, comment below, then give the thumbs on my videos. So today I want to teach you which gears that consume much fuel in a manual transmission vehicle. As you see here, this is what you call the gear lever, how the gears are arranged in a manual vehicle. So we should all know that when you are using the gears, most vehicles have the 5 forward gears and 1 reverse gear. You should also know that the appropriate gear speed used when you are driving. You should learn to proficiently change from gear number 1 to gear number 5 without rocking. Remember, when we are just changing the gears, we are supposed to look forward. So in this particular video, I want to make sure that I give you the best of my knowledge on how to change these gears and which gear probably which gear consumes much fuel. When we come for what you call the first gear, this is the gear used when moving off a vehicle from a stationary position. This is also a gear used for traveling between 0 to 30 kilometers per hour. So when we are just using the gear number 1, the gear number 1 is here. So the gear number 1, you just come on the far left like this way, and then you engage gear number 1. So when you engage gear number 1, this is the gear used when starting a vehicle. When we are starting a vehicle, you cannot start a vehicle with gear number 3. You can also start a gear with number 2. We also start a vehicle with gear number 1. Why do we start a vehicle with gear number 1? The gear number 1, it's high. It is the gear that adds more acceleration to the engine. So that's why we use gear number 1. That's the heavier gear used when you are starting the vehicle. So in this particular time, when you engage the gear number 1, you cannot go at a very high speed. The gear number 1 does not have speed. It's the speed you can also go for it. It is 0 to 30 kilometers per hour on the speedometer. So when we come on what you call, there is something what you call neutral position. Neutral position is where there is no gear connected to the engine. So if I come with one step like this way, this is neutral. So neutral, when the gear lever is neutral, the gear, it comes on both sides. So when I go on this side, it go, and when I come on this side, it moves like that way. If the vehicle is having the gear, maybe if I go to gear number 3 without knowing, and then I just go to neutral, the gear lever will not move because I already engaged the gear. So when I come neutral, is only one step, just come neutral, and then if I'm moving from this side on this side, that's what you call neutral position. So neutral position is where no gear is selected. Before starting the engine, the gear should be in neutral position. Remember that, so that you start the vehicle smoothly. Let us go to the second gear. The second gear is down. Is down. So the second gear, this allows you to move faster, and it's also applied in slow moving traffic. In slow moving traffic, we mean on the jam. In a slow moving traffic, because it is more economical. Why do we mean? What does the term economical mean? It does not consume much fuel. When you are in a traffic moving slowly, you can use gear number 2. So we mean traffic that is not uphill. So when the vehicle is moving, there is a traffic you can find it's on a hill. You cannot use gear number 2 in that particular place. If the traffic is on it is on a hill, there is much traffic there, you use gear number 1, because at that particular place, it needs the vehicle needs power so that you accelerate. But if it is on a flat area, the traffic is on a flat area or downhill, you can also use gear number 2, because the gear number 2, it allows you to move faster and it's more economical, does not consume much fuel more than gear number 1. Okay, how can you engage gear number 2? The gear number 2, this is how you do. You come, this is neutral. You come up, you come on my side on the left, that's what I mean. You go down like that way. That's gear number 2. That's how we engage gear number 2. So if you come neutral, that's a neutral position. So even if you can go to gear number 1 and then you on number 1 straight downward, you can go to gear number 2 like that way without moving the gear lever on the either side. So let's go to gear number 3. We see our gear number 3 where it is used. So the gear number 3, it is the appropriate gear for traveling between 35 kilometers to 70 kilometers per hour. The gear number 3, you can use it on a flat place or where there is no hill. You can also use it, the gear number 3. So the gear number 3, it has speed. So when the gear lever is neutral like this way, how can I engage gear number 3? I can just put a bullet hub like that way. That's gear number 3. That's gear number 3 I've engaged. So let us go to gear number 4. This is the neutral. Let us go to gear number 4. So the gear number 4, this is the appropriate gear for traveling between 60 and 110 kilometers per hour. Remember, the 4th gear, it provides more power and speed to the engine and can be used when overtaking another vehicle. Why do we use gear number 4 or when overtaking another vehicle? It adds more power to the engine. So the engine, when we are in gear number 4, it adds more power. And also when we are driving at gear number 4, you see the vehicle is lighter. It makes the vehicle to be lighter. You see, because the gear number 4, it has more power. That's why you call it. It can be used when overtaking another vehicle. So the gear number 4, if it is in neutral position like that way, I can come down like that way. That's gear number 4. Okay, let's see gear number 5. The gear number 5, this is the gear. Let me just put in neutral. The gear number 5, this is the appropriate gear for traveling between 80 to 110 kilometers per hour. This gear is used on highways where speed limits are higher. So when we are on the gear number 5, we can use it when when we are at a very higher speed like that way. So gear number 5, I can come on my side. I go to my right. When you just come like that way, you just go like that way. That's gear number 5. Gear number 5 is used on highways where speed limits are higher. Also, you cannot go at a speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour and then you use the speed of 20 kilometers per hour. The vehicle will move, make the vehicle will just struggle and then will move much fuel. So when we come on that on this particular video, that's what I was just explaining to you. Okay, when we come reverse, this is the reverse. We come like that way, we go to reverse. So reverse is backward. So when you just engage reverse is when you are moving at a very when you are moving a vehicle reverse, that's backward. Remember, reverse is the strongest gear in the vehicle. Why do we call it strongest gear? Because we don't have another reverse. The reverse itself. Reverse can go for a very long distance without changing it. Because when you go to reverse, there is no reverse. So that is all about the use of the gears. So also today we were just doing what you call the basic mechanic. I want to show you outside here how we are just doing the basic mechanic here. Just a very short time. I have some students here. Want to show you what are the basic things you just look at. Thank you.
So unajaza maji hapa, unajaza wapi? Kazi ya maji ni nini? Kazi ya maji ni kukuli hichi. Ukiweka maji hapa unapitia kwa hiyo ikiwa moto. Unaingia kwa hichi na kuli hichi. Kikuli hichi inarudi inapitia kwa hiyo. Unaingia hapa ikiwa baridi. Ukiweka maji inapitia kwa hiyo pipe inapitia huku inaenda kukuli hichi. Unapitia hapa kwa hiyo pipe inapitia. Sasa ikisha kuli hichi inarudi inapitia kwa hiyo. Neno kikosa kuweka maji hizi hata ina sawa. Ndio lazima umake sure kuweka maji hapa na wapi. Hiyo ni kama kuweka sawa. Nenda wakangua gari. Kisha kwa gari. Naweka gari maji hizi kwa. Siweke hiyo maji. Unastart gari. Kwa sawa. Unaambia kuna gari ngaza kutumia. Kama ni coolant unaweza kama gari. Hii ni maji. Hii ni maji ya wewe hapa inafaa kuwa safi. Kama maji ambayo iko na chumvi ndio ndio niji. So unaweka maji safi ya kama maji yenye ina siri yake ni maji inapitia kwa hospitali. Ndio mwisho kwa screen inaangalia. Sio lazima uweke huko pia. Kwa sababu na hiji oil. Hiji oil. Na hii inaitwa dipstick. Dipstick kazi yake ni kupima oil kwa hiji kama hiji ni oil. Unachukuanga hii dipstick unachukua unaweka naona ukiangalia hii lipstick hii inakuanga imeandikwa low, inakuanga imeandikwa unaona hii haikuwa nzuri. Na hii gari lazima kuwa umeweka mahali fulani, hali hakuna mteremko. Umeweka mahali imesimama vizuri. Ndio ukiweka hii, ukiweka hii nafasi. Unasema inafaa kuwa hapa chini kwa. Naweka. Hiyo imekuwa sawa. Ukiona yako imefika hapa, kwa hivyo kama gari inaongeza yangu oil, gari ndogo inaongeza yangu 5000 km. Gari ndogo inaongeza yangu oil kama iko na kutembea 500 km oil. Sio wewe unachange mechanic, kazi yako wewe unaweka gari kwa mechanic, inafanywa kitu kinachofanya. Sawa. Hii kifuniko hii ndio hadi kwanza kuweka hii oil hapa. Unaingianga hapa. Weka hapo ndio unaingia. Na kitaka kuwa changanya. Ikimaliza kilomita 30 ndio ni 5000 km. hawafai kuchanganya ile oil yenye iko na nyingine. So wanafaa ile ya kujua ile yenye iko na nyingine. Sasa anafungua hili anafungua alafu anaweka karai hapo chini. Hii yenye iko inamwagika yote kwa hiyo karai, alafu anafungua anapunguza hiyo chini kwa asichanganye. Unaelewa? Ndio na unakangi oil za oil. Nimewambia ni unless hiyo injini yako ina mwanga unless iko ina mahali na
so that's what we call the best mechanic. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and consider subscribing, sharing my video, watching, comment, and then we support each other. Thank you very much.